Court does call the cases of the people raised Devon Gibson.
Ally's in on behalf of the people, Your Honor.
Yes, Your Honor, please, Your Honor, report again. Brandon Bird on behalf of Devon Gibson. Gibson, can you please state your full name for the record? David Gibson.
All right, thank you. All right, there are two cases here set for preliminary examination. We're ready to proceed.
Yes, Your Honor. And at this time, the people will be withdrawing their motions for forfeiture by wrongdoing and would be ready to proceed.
All right, very good.
I'm ready to proceed, Your Honor. I do think it's a little preliminary matter that you might want to discuss before taking the record. We won't have, the only complaining witnesses that we have is the police. And the people did make me aware that they were trying to introduce a couple 911 calls. So I believe.
Could we approach, Your Honor?
911 calls on what?
Could we approach, Your Honor?
Counsel, you may want to, while you're talking to your client, press the button on that, and you got to hold it down because it's got to be green so we can't hear you. Just hold it.
Great job.
You ready?
I still relate to the 911 calls in.
All right, very good. All right. Ready to proceed on this? You may proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. We start with the case. Name is 1110.
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, Your Honor. The people would first call Deputy Gerwig to the stand, Your Honor.
Sir, please come forward and be sworn.
You take a seat, raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear to affirm the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so? State and spell your first and last name for the record, please.
Deputy Brian, you're alive.
Good afternoon. Deputy Gerwig, what do you do for a living? And how long have you been employed there?
3 years this year.
And I'd like to direct your attention to March 14th of 2025. Were you working that day? What shift? And were you in a marked patrol car? And were you in uniform? And on that date, were you dispatched to the area of 8517 Cargo Drive? And is that in Ypsilanti, Washtenaw County, Michigan?
Yep.
And what was the nature of that dispatch?
It came out as a domestic incident. Caller was third party, who was the father of a female, saying that his daughter and her boyfriend were getting into the apartment.
Okay. And did you come into contact with anyone on scene? Who?
The caller, well, identified as caller as just print out.
Okay. And how did he appear to you?
He was upset, visually upset. He did have blood on his forearm.
Okay. And did he want to report an incident to you? And when did this incident occur in relation to the statement he gave to you?
Just moments before, probably 5 to 10.
Okay.
Possibly.
And was there anyone else in the residence at this time?
At the time.
Okay. And you said a 911 call was placed?
Correct.
And do you recognize this? And what's contained on this flash drive?
911 call.
And did you review the contents of the flash drive before this hearing? Okay. And did you recognize a voice on that call? Whose voice was it? Your Honor, the people would move to admit people's proposed exhibit 1.
Any objection or what, dear? I think by stipulation, you're.
Okay.
All right. Exhibit 1 is admitted.
Thank you, Your Honor. Can I plug it in?
Yep.
Okay. Oh, man. Too many things.
And what's happening?
I think you should,
I know you want to hold on with your daughter. What's going on with your daughter?
they interview me.
Is it an apartment over there or is that a house?
No, that's the address, townhouse.
Okay, and when you say she's into it, is it somebody arguing?
But, yeah,
Who's your daughter arguing?
a boyfriend. Yes, I'm 7 years old. One of them, just something to bring all over me.
Okay, and hold on. Has somebody been physically assaulted?
Hold on.
They assaulted each other?
Yes, ma'am.
And do they need an ambulance?
No, they can't get me to the stuff out of my house.
Okay.
Give me that dog. Come here. Hold on. Come on. No. Come on. Come on, boy.
Has anybody seen you drinking today?
Not right now. I will.
What's your name?
My name, which is fun. Please.
We've got to call in, okay?
Thank
Where
you.
are they now?
Thank you.
Where are they now?
Hold on, moving on.
What is the male name?
Oh, thank you.
How do you spell that last name? What is it? We have for now, we're getting them on the way. What is his name?
You talk about camera. If you don't talk about camera, come on. If you don't talk about camera, come on. Come on. Come on. Let's go. Come on, back down, man. Come on, come on. Hold on, come on. Yes, ma'am. Very good, you
Okay, stop that. I need you to spell that last name for me.
You gotta be. You gotta be. That's what you.
Givson.
But
What's his first Spell that for me. We don't know how old he is. Is he a white male, black male, Asian, Hispanic? Did she hit her over and she fell on the floor? Say that again? What, are they on foot or do they have a car? What kind of car? Oh, the dogs are on foot? What's he wearing? Black and white shoes? And she left with him? And when did she with him? Great. And she have a lot of manipulation. Her name. Spell that last name for me. Okay. So she closed and left with him. Do you know which way they headed or where they're going? Will the lock of the dog before police get there? Do you want us to have answers for your daughter? Sorry, you got every question as they come back or they change their or they get their like the color for their
So going back, you said Lucius wanted to report an incident. What incident did he want to report?
The assault between his daughter and Devin.
And what did he say happened?
So Devin picked her up, slammed her in her head.
In your it's a present sense impression of what he just saw happen after police got there.
Could have allowed in. Go ahead.
So he reported, what did he want to report?
Her assault with his daughter and her boyfriend.
And what did he say happened?
So Devin, which is his daughter, would send his boyfriend and picked her up and slammed her on the head in the apartment.
And did he say anything else happened?
That they got into it, that he tried to break them up.
And did he say what happened to Lucinda after she was slammed to the floor?
Said she lost consciousness. She was just laying there.
Okay. And when you arrived at 8517 Cargo Drive, did you take any photos of the scene? Your Honor, may I approach the witness of people's proposed exhibits? I guess I have to change these. 2 through 4.
Yes, you may. Let me just ask this, officer. When you arrived there, who were you speaking with?
On scene, sir.
Pardon?
I was talking to the father, Evan's girlfriend's father. Yes.
All right.
The person I called.
And how did he appear at the time that you?
He was distraught, upset,
All right.
trying to tell us what was going on. He had some, what appeared to be blood on his arms.
All right. And that was approximately, I think you said 5 to 10 minutes after the incident had occurred. All right. So just so the record is clear, I'm allowing it either in the present sense impression or as an excited utterance, given that he was under the stress of the situation at the time. So go ahead, Coach.
And may I approach the witness?
You may.
And what did I just hand you?
Picture of the scene of the residence that I took.
And are these a fair and accurate representation of the scene as you observed it on March 14th?
Correct.
Your Honor, the people move to admit exhibits 2 through 4.
Any objection or voir dire?
No objection.
Exhibits 2 through 4, 2, 3, and 4.
Correct, Your Honor.
2, 3, and 4 are admitted.
And may we publish them to the court, Your Honor?
Yes, sir. Okay. Thank you, sir. Go ahead.
And do you know Devin Gibson?
Uh,
Is he in the courtroom today?
Yeah.
Can you briefly describe where he's sitting and something he's wearing?
Sitting left, to the right of you, wearing a horn.
And Your Honor, please let the record reflect that this witness has made an in-court identification of the defendant.
Record show so reflect without objection.
So during that same shift, at some point, did you find yourself at 8695 Spinnaker Way? And how did you come to be at that address?
A separate caller, in no relation to the original call, we were on a call saying that there's a male and female in the locker room that's arguing.
Okay. And what happened when you got to that address?
We made contact with later that Devin and was sent out.
Okay. And did you interact with Devin when you arrived on scene? And did additional deputies arrive on scene? What other deputies?
Deputy Russell, Sergeant Howe, Deputy Hill.
Okay. And what interaction did you have with the defendant when you arrived?
He was not educated. He was in the line with, who was active.
Okay. And did you take any action toward the defendant at this point? What action did you take?
And it was an attempt to detain him pending further investigation.
Okay. And at this time, were you wearing a department issued body worn camera?
Yeah.
And was it activated and recording? If I get a little moment, Your Honor.
Yes.
And do you recognize this?
Yes.
What is this?
This,
And is this a fair and accurate representation of what you saw that day?
yes.
Your Honor, the people would move to admit people's proposed exhibits. It's 2 clips from the body camera. I believe 5 and 6.
Any objection or voir dire?
No objection.
Exhibits 5 and 6 are admitted.
Thank you, Your Honor. May we publish to the court?
Yes.
Bro. This shit right there, bro. No, bro. No, ain't put it in there. I love you fucked up, bro. I love you fucked up. Hey, what, bro? Y'all put me straight, y'all put me straight, bro. I was in the same, that's why I started thinking off, bro. I was in the same, I watched her thinking off. Why y'all treat me like this, bro? Why y'all treat me like this, though, bro? Why y'all treat me like this, though, bro? Why did I do me like this, though? Why am I like this, bro? I need medical attention, bro. I'm making fun of them. Why is my working like this, bro? Why?
So after you arrested the defendant, what did you do next? And then what happened next?
He began to kick the back passenger door.
Where were you taking him once he was put in the patrol car?
Jail.
Okay. And so what happened when he was being transported?
He kept kicking the back window. Once he kept asking him what his charges were gonna be. We advised him that one of the charges was gonna be property from the vehicle because he on the scene of Spinnaker, he kicked the door so hard, he bent the door off his frame. Once he was advised of that, he said that if he's going to jail for damaging property, he's gonna damage property and kick out the back window.
Okay. And at this time that this occurred, was your in-car camera
Yes.
on at the time? And it was on and activated? And do you recognize this video? What is this?
Our cameras of the years.
And is this a fair and accurate representation of the video that your in-car camera recorded of your patrol vehicle?
Yes.
Your Honor, people would move to admit people's proposed exhibits. Sorry, I think I lost count. Were we at
We'd be at 7.
7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12?
Okay.
And these would also be in clips, Your Honor.
7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12 are.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Wash our faces off, nigga, they get clean stuff up, nigga. That shit weird, bro. So weird as fuck, bro. Y'all gotta clean that shit. I hope that shit get on with you, I think, too. Real shit. That shit weird as fuck, bro. I just walked in, put a whole gun on my face, bro. Y'all gonna take me to jail for a fucking MDLP, bro? Y'all said for 1 ounce. So for domestic violence, for 1 ounce. Resisting arrest. So you gonna, that don't make no sense. Y'all dumb as fuck, bro. And you try to bitch, you chick bitch. I know why you don't like me, nigga. Cause you used to cut off my off, and you're a fucking chick, nigga. You're a fucking chick, nigga. You're weird, nigga. Cause you was the main one twisting my arm and doing that lame ass shit. But y'all don't be sticky fucking around tomorrow and that shit, bro. Without that ass fucking wrong, bro. I'm not fucking me up, bro. That's why let me say it, bro. And I gotta, yeah. What the fuck, bro? Let's go get the fuck away. Let's go get the fuck away. I'm fucked up. Dog, weird ass shit, bro. I'm still playing on my leg. And I got no medical shit. Oh. For NDOP? I'll say, do I have NDOP on it? So I got it, right? Yes or no? NDOP? I told somebody to break out your window there, right? Right? I'll jump. Right? See, why y'all wanna do stuff like that to me, bro? Why y'all wanna do? What's your law? I'm gonna jump out. I'm jumping out. I'm jumping out. Yeah, nigga. Yeah, nigga. Why y'all wanna do that to me? Why y'all wanna do that to me, no? Why y'all wanna do that to me? I was really hot. Yeah, nigga. Y'all weird as fuck.
And your apologies, it would be, the last one would be exhibit 11, not 12.
11.
Correct. So after this, was your patrol car damaged?
Yes.
Did you get an estimate for the cost of those damages? About how much was that estimate? And did you provide this estimate to the people? Your Honor, may I approach the witness of People's Proposed Exhibit 12?
12. Any objection to 12?
No, Judge.
12 is admitted.
And may we publish that to the court, Your Honor?
Yes, sir. Got you calling up.
Your Honor, may I have a moment?
You may.
Thank you. Nothing further from the people.
Cross-examination.
Officer Gerwig,
Yes, sir.
you said Mr. Printup told you that what did Mr. Printup tell you again?
On scene or?
When you came on the scene to talk to him?
That his daughter, sorry, the names are real close together. His daughter Lucinda and her boyfriend Devin got into it. Yeah, so.
You said he told you they picked you up and slammed you too, right? Why didn't you put that in your report?
I believe
Would you like to refresh your memory?
Yeah, take it, I'm not in there.
You say
I said, if you're asking me about it, I'd take it, I'm not in there.
it's not. So why didn't you put it in your report if that's what he told you? That seems like a pretty big detail.
He told me this. Or you talking to my partner?
Um, so basically, what he told you was they both were fighting, correct?
Right.
And he never told you who started it, correct? He never, he never said, was my client trying to protect himself or was he the aggressor, correct? You knew there was blood, but you didn't know where it came from.
Correct.
He never said that the blood came from his daughter. But that was the assumption, correct? Now, when you came on the scene where Devin was, how many officers were there already?
The second.
Second.
Not the where his dad was, the one.
Right.
Second call.
Second call.
Everybody that was already showed up on the first one, so. Okay, 4 after me.
It was 4 after you
I believe so.
or 4 before you?
After, well, what?
With you. Okay, so you were one of the first on the scene. And was Lucinda there when you came
Which time? Initial,
to arrest Devin?
I believe that was her.
You believe that was her? So you wouldn't know who Lucinda was if you seen?
Not at the first time, no.
Got you.
So after the investigation,
And how many times have you met Lucinda and Lucius? Print up.
my partner has,
How many times have you met them?
have I met him once before?
You say once before?
Possibly, yes.
When's the last time you talked to Mr. Print up, Lucius Print up?
For this,
Before this court date?
I haven't.
You haven't? When was the last time you talked to him before you were on the scene with him? Before you pulled up on the scene to talk to Mr. Lucius to investigate the situation before you went to go arrest Devin? When was the last time that you talked to Mr. Print up? You said once before that, correct?
Correct.
When?
Said I did.
I said when? When was the last time? When was? You don't understand the time? You don't understand the time frame? I'm asking you, you said, this is what I'm trying to get to. How long have you known Mr. Prino? Because you said you remember his voice. You said you would know his voice.
From the phone call and speaking.
From the phone call and speakers. How would you know his voice from the phone call and speakers from something that happened a month ago? How many other people have you arrested?
Interesting how I know the voice, which I just told you from the scene, I know his voice from phone calls.
So you got that good of a memory?
I want to talk to him and see if hear a phone call, then it would be correct, yes.
Gotcha. But you forgot to put the body slam in the report.
Is that a question or?
I'm sorry, young. I'm sorry. That was commentary, young.
Okay, I don't need it.
I know,
Okay,
and I
get to the next
apologize. I apologize. Now, when you came on the scene, were you all trying to arrest? Were you all trying to arrest him? Was it a collaborative effort of all the officers there? Yep, to arrest my client.
Or just opinion.
When you did arrest him, was there right?
Well, kind of resisting us, that yes, all of us did.
Did he assault any officers individually? Did he assault you individually? Did he resist you individually, or were all the officers being resisted? And
Resisted by and my partner.
so he was resisting the collaborative effort that you all were using to try and arrest him. Would that be a correct, accurate statement? Did he ever assault you? I do understand, he did say a negative comment. He did say a negative comment to you.
About my age and descent, that's correct.
He did, and which is reprehensible, but did he ever threaten you, because of your age and descent?
About my age and descent, no, he never threatened.
Did he ever, threaten to damage any property you had because of your age and descent? So it basically was a statement, out of my client's anger and the excitement of the situation.
A very derogatory statement. Yes.
No, very derogatory. I'm not gonna take that fact from you, I'm sorry that happened.
I get what you're saying, yes, there was nothing relation between, he's saying he's damaging anything of mine because of my age and descent, no.
Got you. All right, no further questions, Your Honor.
All right, anything else?
I have one moment, Your Honor.
Right.
Just for the people, Your Honor.
All right, you may step down. Thank you. Oh, your next witness.
Thank you, Your Honor. People call Deputy Samaha, Your Honor.
Please come forward and be sworn.
Raise your right hand. Solemnly swear to affirm. Give the truth, the whole truth. State, spell your first and last name for the record.
First name, Deputy Samaha, spelled D-E-E-N-A, last name spelled S-A-M-A-H.
Give me that again. I'm sorry.
My last name?
Yes, please.
Sir. S-A-M-A-H-A.
That was easy. All right. All right, go ahead.
Thank you, Your Honor. Deputy Samaha, what do you do for a living?
I work in the Washington County Sheriff's Office.
And how long have you been employed there?
For over 2 years now.
Okay, I'd like to direct your attention to March 14th of 2025. On that date, were you working?
I was
What shift?
the new check.
And were you in a marked patrol car that day?
I was.
Were you in uniform?
I was.
And during that shift, did you find yourself at 8695 Spinnaker Way?
I did.
And how did you come to be at that address?
The call came out and deputies Hill and Berwick were responding to that address. And I started making my way over there just to back them up.
Okay. And did you come into contact with anyone at that address?
Not at that address, Deputy Berwick at the time gave us the description of the two, male and female, and we went to BOL, which pretty much looked for them in the area.
Okay. And did you find anyone matching those descriptions?
I did.
And when you went to 8695 Spinnaker Way, was there anyone you came into contact with there? Okay. And when you say Lucinda, who's Lucinda?
So initially when I arrived there, she was, from my knowledge, the victim at the time. She was bleeding from her finger. I had no context whatsoever at that time. I just made my way back to the laundry room where she was, and she was like washing her hands.
Okay. And how did she appear to you?
She was definitely in distress, hysterical, kind of all over the place.
Okay. And what did you do after coming into contact with Lucinda?
I escorted her out of the building and towards my patrol vehicle.
Okay. And when you got to your patrol vehicle, how did she appear then?
She was bleeding from the finger, so we tried to clean her up. Essentially, she was able to carry her own body weight. Then she just kind of started going in and out of consciousness on me. At that time, I had her sit in the back of my patrol vehicle. I had my door open. She was not coherent, was not able to give me any statement. And she, again, just could not carry her own body weight. So at that time, my priority was to stabilize her head so she wouldn't hit it.
Okay. And what happened after that?
We requested HVA and they arrived and they just forward.
Okay. Nothing further for this witness, Your Honor.
Cross-examination.
I'm sorry, so, how do I pronounce your name? So I'll get it, Samaha. Nice to meet you.
S-A-M-A. Okay. I got that. Go ahead.
Oh, no, I was about to ask that question. Now, how many officers were there by the time you got to the scene?
When I arrived, there were 4, possibly 5, if I remember correctly.
Got you, and, okay. Did you interact with both Mr. Gibson and Ms. Printup, or just Ms. Printup?
Just miscorrect.
You never seen Mr. Gibson put his hands on Ms. Printup?
No, sir. So I arrived after the fact. I was not there, no.
And you say she was in a hysterical state? Did she ever tell you, that my client put his hands on you?
She did not give me a statement, no, sir.
She didn't give you any statement? Did she tell you that he didn't do it? He didn't do anything?
So from what I can recall properly, she did not give me any statement at all. Again, she was kind of in that state of going in and out of consciousness, so I just stopped questioning. We didn't get any further, no statement, no questioning. It was just kind of making sure that she did not hit her head at that point.
Did you see any injuries on her head?
Not on her head, no.
The only injury you seen was on her finger.
She was.
So, is it safe to say you don't know why she was feeling the way she felt, or?
That is correct. I could not tell you why she felt the way that she felt.
All right, thank you. No further questions, John.
Can you redirect?
No, Your Honor.
All right, thank you, Dick.
Yeah.
No further witnesses for the people, Your Honor.
Right,
Witnesses, John.
all right, go ahead.
Next one.
Well, what do you want to do? Well,
Well,
what do you tell me?
All right, we'll do
No, you don't tell me. Go ahead, do the next case.
the next case?
Can we
Want to do the bind over on this one?
Please.
Go ahead.
Okay, Your Honor, at this time, the people would motion for bind over. The court heard testimony from Deputy Gerwig saying that she's recorded and then saying that the defendant slammed the victim onto the ground, making her hit her head and lose consciousness. The court further heard from Deputy Strong that after this event, she had a cut and also was unable to hold up her own body, hold up her head, was incoherent from this injury that she sustained from the defendant. The court further saw body cam footage as well as the in-car footage of the defendant resisting the arrest of the officers, refusing to put his hands behind his back, 10 seconds away, refusing to walk to the car, fighting with officers, while he was being arrested. The court also saw in the car the defendant spit on the car multiple times, as well as kicking out the window and causing extensive damage, over $2,000 to that patrol car. So I believe we have met the burden of probable cause in this case to ask the court to bind over.
Response.
Respectfully, Your Honor, when it comes to the assault with intent to great bodily harm, domestic violence, my client, first of all, we don't have any witness to witness it. The only thing we have is tape and the officer statements when an officer statement and the 911 tape in which you could hear him clearly say they both are fighting. We don't know who was the aggressor in that situation. Unfortunately, I can't cross-examine anybody to find out what was going on. We do hear on the phone where he said, he picked her up, my client, picked this print up and slammed her, but we don't know what that means. I can't cross-examine him and say, how was that? Was she trying to hit him? Did he grab her? And that happened. Was it in self-defense? We don't have any of that in front of us, Your Respectfully, when it comes to the resisting obstructing a police officer, I think we got one resisting obstructing for the most part. In Michigan case law, it has to be an individualized attack on each officer when they charge it in different counts. In this case, this was one situation which a group of officers were attempting to arrest my client. It's not like he kicked one officer, punched another officer. It was one big, and I wouldn't even say it was assault. It wouldn't even go to the assault part, more the resisting part. He was potentially resisting arrest. He was actually frightened, and I wouldn't even call it resisting arrest. He was just frightened. But if we're gonna call it that, he was frightened arrest from multiple officers at the same time. So I would just say that wouldn't be against four different officers. Is one.
Do you have that case law?
I do, Jan. I'm glad you asked.
All right.
Give me 1 second. I did a lot of research on this case.
Okay. Only does you good if you can find it.
Say,
Nothing, man.
oh, no, it's, I wouldn't lie, I wouldn't. present-
No, I know, I'm just asking, you need to show it to me. I just.
I know that's right.
Not here.
We do got, is there internet I got on in here?
Pardon?
My, I need my internet to work.
No. I don't know, mine's working, so. You can't, there's a public access, you should be able to access it.
I can put it on. Usually I got cellular data. But my internet's not, my cellular data's not working. Thank you.
Oh, yes, this is only one. I can, if I flip it. No. You're not talking to me? The way you're talking. Did you get your internet?
I did, yeah.
Okay, good.
I'm looking for it. I guarantee you I got case law.
Okay. Somebody was. No.
If you go to people in yours, 314 mishap,
314 mishap.
399, 2016.
And what's it say?
It says, the holding is multiple counts of resisting obstructing where appropriate, where the defendant committed distinct acts against multiple officers. Let me see, first two convictions where the conduct was one continuous act that affected multiple officers.
Sounds to me like you said it's appropriate then to charge.
It's not appropriate to charge, Your Honor, and the ethnic intimidation, you really can't do that because with ethnic intimidation, he didn't do it act because of Mr. Gerwig.
I think actually Deputy Gerwig, he stated accurately, it would not amount to ethnic intimidation.
Right, now it was a
It
horrible
was
thing.
absolutely reprehensible and hurtful and
I-
beyond the pale in terms of what another human being should say, but it may not constitute a crime. You're right.
I agree, so I think we only got about one count of resisting obstruction. Resisting obstruction, at the most, no ethnic intimidation, and we don't have witnesses here in which I could cross-examine anything that was being said. The biggest thing we heard is that they both were fighting. That was consistent, that was consistent in the report from Deputy Gerwig. That was consistent in the statement from off of the 911 call. We did also hear that he picked her up and slammed her. Well, we don't know the reasoning behind that. And we don't know what that means. I'm not able to talk to Mr. Printup and say, did he pick her up because she was hitting on him like this and dropped her? I'm not able to do that, Your Honor. So respectfully, we're asking to not bind over all the charges, but I would understand if there is one resisting obstruction charge,
One?
one.
Okay.
One, I understand in the malicious destruction.
At what point are we talking about the resisting obstructing? Are we talking about in the hallway where at least I saw 3 distinct incidents? Are we talking about going down the stairway, which once at the bottom I saw another incident? And or are we talking about at the car when when he refused to follow the officer's instructions?
I would call that,
Which resisting and obstructing would you say is the one?
I would say, oh, well, I can't say, I said, if anything, that's why I put if anything. But I don't see 3 different distinct acts, Your Honor. I see it all as one continuous act of the police trying to arrest him and put him in the car. That's how I see it. Once they got the cuffs on him, they got him up, he walked down.
Okay, yeah. I see how you may be looking at it. I think you're wrong, but okay.
Right, that's how I'm looking at it. Respectfully, that's what we asked, you know.
All right. Anything, I don't need any additional argument, but is there an argument from the people?
Nothing but people.
All right, the court, after all of the evidence in the case and seeing the exhibits and the videos, would find that the people have indeed sustained their burden as to the majority of these counts. As it regards count 1, the assault with the intent to commit great bodily harm less than murder, not only by the statements, but also when Deputy Smaha shows up afterwards, her interaction with Miss Printup buttresses that case of her getting dropped on her head, because first of all, she has a cut. There's the blood that's in the apartment, but then also, as described by Officer Maha, her inability to carry on a coherent conversation. And as the deputy indicated, she was looking to destabilize her head. It's obvious that something had occurred given the statements that were made. I think that people could show, and that a reasonable fact finder could conclude that there was an assault with intent to do great bodily harm done on Miss Printup by this defendant. So therefore, the court will bind the defendant over on that charge. Count 2, the malicious destruction of fire and police property. I don't think should be any dispute. One can watch the video and see definitely that that's exactly what he did. He did almost $2,500, $2,600 worth of damage to that vehicle in his little fit of rage that he went into. With regard to the resisting and obstructing, as contained in counts 3, 4, 5, and 6, the court, while understanding what the defendant is saying, if it were this one event in there, it could be charged as only, or properly found to be only one. But when one looks at the video, one can either do this by officer or the separate events that this defendant engaged in as they are trying to take him into custody. As I indicate, you just need to look at the acts of the defendant and what the officers had to do, because there are some officers that aren't even engaged with the initially, but have to then engage, which he then resists, that are happening in that hallway area or that vestibule area. There is then additional resisting and obstructing as he's coming down the stairway, and other officers have to jump in to try to get him to do that, particularly when he gets outside. He is walking after they've had to carry him down. He then goes into another event where he stops moving, and they have to then move the officer. The officers have to move him. And then finally get him to the vehicle. Sitting there, they're trying to get him to just put himself into the vehicle as they have sat him in the doorway. And he is refusing to do that. And then the officers have to re-engage with this defendant to then put him in. So whether it be by officer or whether it be by event, as the court has laid out, I think the charges of resisting and obstructing, and quite frankly, I think that there could be more, but I will bind the defendant over on 4 counts of resisting and obstructing. With regard to, and I've already stated it, with regard to the ethnic intimidation, I think it's one of the most despicable things this defendant could have entered into. Obviously not your finest moment, but also just say shameful as a human being. In particular, shameful as you can roll your eyes all you want, but I'm gonna tell you what, when you can sit there and say that kind of thing, you as a man of color growing up in this country, I don't even know how you get there. Don't know how you get there. But I don't think it fits the crime of ethnic intimidation, and it won't bind him over on that charge. The defendant is bound over on counts 1 through 6. You know what? You better check your client. Take him back. Bind him over. We'll call the next case up after you check him.
আমি আছি বগুড়ায়, আর বগুড়ার সব সেরা রাঁধুনিরা তাদের হাতের খাবার নিয়ে চলে এসেছেন। কেমন করছেন তারা, চলুন দেখা যাক। দর্শক, অসংখ্য প্রতিযোগীর মধ্য থেকে প্রাথমিকভাবে বাছাইকৃত প্রতিযোগীরা আজ হাজির হয়েছে বগুড়াতে। প্রত্যেকের স্বপ্ন একটাই, হতে চায় সেরা রাঁধুনি, এবং একটু পরেই তারা মুখোমুখি হবে বিচারকদের। তারা কি ভাবছেন, মনের মধ্যে কিরকম দুশ্চিন্তা হচ্ছে, কে কি রেসিপি নিয়ে এসেছেন এবং তাদের জন্য কতটা সহজ হবে ঢাকায় যাওয়ার টিকিট পাওয়া, কথা বলবো প্রতিযোগীদের সাথে। দেখি তারা কি ভাবছেন। কেমন আছেন?
ভালো আছি, আপনি ভালো আছেন?
আপনার রেসিপি কি?
আমার রেসিপিটা হচ্ছে ক্যারামেল অরেঞ্জ ইয়োগার্ট।
ওকে, এটার মূল ইনগ্রেডিয়েন্টস কি?
এটার মূল ইনগ্রেডিয়েন্ট হচ্ছে দই, বগুড়ার বিখ্যাত দই। আমি সেটা দিয়ে ফিউশন করার ট্রাই করেছি।
আপনি এর আগেও অংশ নিয়েছিলেন, সম্ভবত 1427 এবং গ্র্যান্ড অডিশন থেকে বাদ পড়েছিলেন, রাইট?
রাইট।
এবারের রেসিপি কি?
এবারের রেসিপি হচ্ছে আমার চকলেট মোকা স্ট্রবেরি চিজ কেক। অল আর মাই সিক্রেট রেসিপি, সো আই এম ভেরি এক্সাইটেড।
কুমু, কেমন আছেন?
ভালো আছি, আপনি কেমন আছেন?
খুব ভালো। এর আগে 1427 লাকি 7 থেকে বাদ পড়েছিলেন, এবার কি মনে হচ্ছে?
প্রথমবারের যে অভিজ্ঞতা, বর্তমানে আমি তারপর আরো 2 বছর সময় নিয়েছি, শিখেছি, তো নিজেকে এবারে তৈরি করে এনেছি। ইনশাল্লাহ ভালো কিছু একটা হবে।
আপনার রেসিপির মূল বৈশিষ্ট্য কি?
আমার রেসিপির মূল বৈশিষ্ট্য হচ্ছে গ্রাম্য নিয়ে এসেছি, মানে আমার গ্রামের যে জিনিসপত্র সে প্রেজেন্ট করবো।
একসঙ্গে কতজনের রান্না করতে পারবেন?
আমি যদি বলি, এখন আমাদের বাসায় যত গেস্ট আসে আপ টু 20।
একটু কি ভয় লাগছে?
হ্যাঁ, একটু ভয় কাজ করছে, কারণ ফার্স্ট টাইম কোনো রিয়েলিটি শোতে আসছি।
তারপর আপনার জন্য শুভকামনা রইল।
সো মাচ।
দর্শক, ভয় তো লাগবেই, এবং এই ভয়কে জয় করাই হচ্ছে যে কোনো প্রতিযোগীর কাজ। সেরা রাঁধুনি কিন্তু একটা লম্বা প্রতিযোগিতা, এবং এই রেসে টিকে থাকার জন্য আপনাকে অবশ্যই অন্যদের চাইতে বেটার রেসিপি দিতে হবে, এবং সেই রেসিপির মধ্য দিয়ে কিন্তু যারা আমাদের বিচারক রয়েছেন তাদের মন জয় করতে হবে। সো দেখা যাক কি হয়, আমাদের সঙ্গেই থাকুন। দর্শক, আমাদের মাঝে বিচারকেরা চলে এসেছেন। একটু পরেই শুরু হবে ফুড টেস্টিং এবং সেই সাথে জাজমেন্ট। আমি এবার কথা বলবো আমাদের বিচারকদের সাথে, দেখি তারা কি ভাবছেন। ওয়েলকাম টু বগুড়া অডিশন। কি খবর?
ভালো, তুমি কেমন আছো?
আমি খুব ভালো আছি, এবং আমি ভুল না করলে এবার দিয়ে বোধহয় 5ম বারের মতো আপনি আসলে বিচারকের দায়িত্ব পালন করছেন। বগুড়ার প্রতিযোগী, সর্বোপরি এবারের প্রতিযোগীদের নিয়ে আপনার কি বলার আছে?
প্রত্যাশা তো অনেক বেশি, কারণ বগুড়া সবসময় সব সিজনেই অনেক ভালো ভালো পার্টিসিপেন্টস আমরা পেয়ে থাকি সেরা রাঁধুনিতে। তো এবারেও আমি আশা করছি যে অ্যাটলিস্ট টপ 5 পর্যন্ত যেন যেতে পারে, এরকম পার্টিসিপেন্টস আমরা এখান থেকে নিয়ে যেতে পারি, এটাই আমাদের প্রত্যাশা।
শেফ নাইম আশরাফ, দ্বিতীয়বারের মতো সেরা রাঁধুনির অডিশনের দায়িত্ব পালন করছেন বিচারকের। কেমন লাগছে বা কি মনে করছেন এবারের এই আয়োজন নিয়ে?
সেরা রাঁধুনি গত সিজনে আমরা রংপুর দিয়ে শুরু করেছিলাম, সো এবার বগুড়াতে নতুন পার্টিসিপেন্টসদের খাওয়া ট্রাই করার জন্য ভেরি এক্সাইটেড। রেসিপি সিলেকশনে আমি সবগুলো রেসিপি দেখেছি, সিলেক্ট করেছি, সো ওগুলো খাওয়ার জন্য এবার এখানে আশা করি অনেক ভালো পার্টিসিপেন্টস বগুড়া থেকে পাবো।
অনেক অনেক ভালোবাসা। আমার মনে হয় আমি আর সময় নষ্ট না করি, আপনার ভেতরে চলে যান।
তোমাকে অসংখ্য ধন্যবাদ।
থ্যাংক ইউ। দর্শক, আমাদের প্রধান 2 বিচারককে তো পেয়ে গেছি, কিন্তু বগুড়াতে রয়েছেন আমাদের আরও একজন অতিথি বিচারক। তিনি ঠিক কোথায় আমি এখনও জানি না, তাকে খুঁজে পাচ্ছি না। তিনি এলেই কিন্তু শুরু হয়ে যাবে আমাদের মূল অডিশন রাউন্ড।
আমার মাঝে আমি সেরা রাধুনী,
Học đi con. Ôi chơi lắm cái này.
Con phải lên, con đánh câu đố của bạn. Con dạy bà. Xong rồi cũng đã không mua. Thế bạn em lại nói, thầy gì ở đây luôn.
Thôi học đi. Không đi lắng cái này đâu con ơi.
Con có mũ mà.
Thì nhà sẽ tô phần con ơi, đi đâu ấy? Mình sẽ tô cái phần chúng mẹ Hello Kitty này bằng cái màu hồng nhá, hồng phấn này. Đôi môi là màu đỏ nè. Mình đã tô xong phần đầu với cái màu hồng nhá.
আপনার যদি লাক ভালো থাকে আমাদের সাথে নেক্সট অডিশন রাউন্ডে আপনি যেতে পারবেন। হ্যাঁ,
মানে এটা আপনি কেকের উপর দিতে পারেন না, দিস ইজ প্লাস্টিক, রাইট?
ওকে ওকে।
থ্যাংক ইউ। আপনি ইন্টারন্যাশনাল কুইজিন কি বানাতে পারেন?
ইন্টারন্যাশনাল কুইজিন আমি পারি না। আমার মনে হয় আপনি একটু সময় নেন, ভালো করে শিখেন। জি।
হ্যালো শেফ, হ্যালো ম্যাম, হ্যালো ম্যাম।
হ্যালো।
এটা হলো আমি করেছি কোয়েল বেগুনের কালাইয়ের টাক। আমার আঞ্চলিকতাকেই আমি ফিউশন হিসেবে এখানে তুলে ধরেছি। আর পাশে ডেজার্ট হিসেবে রেখেছি জাম্বুরা খোসার মালাই চাপিটা।
ইন্টারেস্টিং। এটা প্লেট করা কোথা থেকে শিখলেন?
আমি কমপ্লিট করার পরে যখন ঢাকাতে চাকরি প্রিপারেশনের জন্য যাই, তখন ওখান থেকে 3 মাসের একটা কোর্স করেছিলাম। ওখানে আপনার ডেকোরেশন, প্লেটিং অনেক কিছু শেখাইছিল। ছোটোখাটো কিছু ওখান থেকেই শেখা হয়েছে। আর ইউটিউব, সুপার শেফ, মাস্টার শেফ, কানাডিয়ান, অস্ট্রেলিয়ান এইসব দেখেই শিখেছি। আর আপনার ফুড নিয়ে এক্সপেরিমেন্ট করতে ভালোবাসি। খাদ্যের অবশিষ্ট অংশ ফেলে দিয়ে আমরা অনেক সময় নষ্ট করি, যাতে ওইগুলো আমরা ফুড হিসেবে আবার প্লেটিং করতে পারি, সেই হিসাবে এটা আমার করা। জাম্বুরার খোঁজ।
সেরা রাঁধুনিতে কি ফার্স্ট টাইম?
না, এবার দিয়ে আমার সেকেন্ড টাইম।
আচ্ছা।
এর আগের বার আমি এসেছিলাম, আপনার ওই টিমে ছিলাম।
আপনি কিচেনে কাজ করেন না কেন? হোটেল বা রেস্টুরেন্টে কাজ করেন না?
আমি আপনার 17-18 মাস মতন কাজ করেছিলাম আপনার রূপপুর পারমাণবিকের পাশে, মানে অ্যাসিস্ট্যান্ট হিসেবে ঢুকেছিলাম। পরে শেফ চলে যাওয়ার কারণে পুরো আমি হ্যান্ডেল করতাম ওইটা।
কিচেন লাইনে কাজ করতে চান?
অফকোর্স, এই জন্যই এখনো এর পিছনেই ছুটছে।
আপনার আইডিয়াস অনেক ভালো, ফুড আইডিয়াস অনেক ভালো, ফুডের টেস্টও অনেক ভালো।
থ্যাংক ইউ।
আপনার খুব ভালো চেষ্টা ছিল, আর আমরা নতুন রেসিপি দেখলাম।
থ্যাংক ইউ।
তো আমার মনে হলো আপনাকে আমরা একটা ওয়েটিং কার্ড দেই। আপনার যদি লাক ভালো থাকে আমাদের সাথে নেক্সট অডিশন রাউন্ডে আপনি যেতে পারবেন।
থ্যাংক ইউ।
আমার মাঝে আমি সেরা রাঁধুনি।
আমি নিয়ে এসেছি প্লেন রাইস, সর্ষে ইলিশ, আর হচ্ছে একটা ডাউল রান্না, বাড়িতে নর্মালি যেটা রান্না হয় আর কি, আর হচ্ছে 3 পদের ভর্তা।
এতটুকু তো এনাফ না সেরা রাঁধুনি হওয়ার জন্য।
কি রেসিপি বানিয়েছেন আজকে?
এটা স্যার ফ্রাইড চিকেন আর ফ্রাইড রাইস।
বাসায় রান্না করেন?
জি জি।
কি ধরনের রান্না?
নর্মাল রান্নাগুলো আম্মু করে, আর একটু মানে অন্যরকম রান্নাগুলো আমি করেছি।
আম্মু তো সেরা রাজনীতি গিয়ে রান্না করে দিয়ে আসে।
না না, নর্মাল রান্নাও পারি ম্যাম, নর্মাল রান্নাও পারবো।
একটু স্কিলটা বাড়াতে হবে। হ্যাঁ,
জি, আমি নিয়ে আসছি অ্যারাবিয়ান চিকেন খাফসা।
এখানে স্টার অনিস ব্যবহার করেছো? স্টার অনিস অনেক বেশি স্ট্রং ফ্লেভার আছে।
খাপসা নিয়ে এসেছি, এটা খাপসা হয়নি।
আবার আসবে।
চিকেন ললিপপ, সাথে একটু সুইটের জন্য চকলেট কেক নিয়ে এসেছি।
ললিপপের সাথে রাইস যায় না।
চিকেন ললিপপ ইজ আ স্টার্টার।
এই জিনিসগুলো অবশ্যই মাথায় রাখতে হবে।
থ্যাংক ইউ।
শামিন কি বানিয়েছেন আজকে?
আমি এটা কাঁচা পেঁপের লাড্ডু বানিয়েছি।
শামিন এটা আপনার নিজের রেসিপি?
জি।
ইটস রিয়েলি গুড। আমি খাওয়া স্টপ করতে পারছি না। আপনি ইন্টারন্যাশনাল কুইজিন কি বানাতে পারেন?
ইন্টারন্যাশনাল কুইজিন আমি পারি না।
আমার মনে হয় আপনি একটু সময় নেন, ভালো করে শিখেন।
জি।
ফারজান আক্তার মিম
জি।
কি বানিয়েছো?
পায়েস।
এত বড় প্লেটে কেন?
আসলে ডেকোরেশনের জন্য একটু বড়ই নিয়েছিলাম।
ডেকোরেশনের জন্য তো ভালো লাগছে না।
পায়েস সাধারণত এভাবে সার্ভ হয় না।
আপনার নাম বলবেন আর কি রেসিপি বানিয়েছেন সেটা?
আমার নাম মোহাম্মদ শাফিউল আলম, ডিশের নাম লিয়ার হ্যাভেন টিট।
এটা হ্যাভেন কোন দিক থেকে হলো?
একটা স্মুথি ভাব আসে এই জন্যে।
একটা বাইট দিলাম আর একদম উড়ে হ্যাভেন। আমি খেয়ে যেটা দেখলাম কেকটা খুবই ড্রাই। সরি টু সে আমি যেতে পারি নাই হ্যাভেন।
অডিশন রাউন্ডে বিচারকদের কাছে প্রতিযোগীদের রেসিপির পাশাপাশি ফুড প্রেজেন্টেশন, কুকিং স্কিল, নলেজ, সেলফ কনফিডেন্স সহ বিভিন্ন বিষয়ে পরীক্ষার সম্মুখীন হতে হয়। সেই পরীক্ষায় অনেকেই বিচারকদের প্রত্যাশা পূরণ করতে পারেননি, তাই সেরা রাঁধুনি হওয়ার স্বপ্ন তাদের এখানেই থেমে যায়।
অয়েল ফ্রি আলু পনির। এটা
পনিরটা কিভাবে বানিয়েছে?
পনিরটা এটা কেনা পনির।
তাহলে তা আলুও বাজার থেকে কেনা। তাহলে আপনার কি?
আমার রান্না রেসিপি আমার।
আমার নাম নাসরিন আক্তার মিম। আমি আজকে করেছি ভ্যানিলা কেক, সাথে আমি করেছি হাঁসের মাংস।
কেকের সাথে হাঁসের মাংস?
কেকটা এখানে কেন, মানে টপ থেকে এডিবল?
নো,
সো এটা এডিবল না। এন্ড দেন হোয়াই ডিড ইউ পুট?
এটাও এডিবল না, এটা হচ্ছে প্রপার। হ্যাঁ,
মানে এটা আপনি কেকের উপর দিতে পারেন না। দিস ইজ প্লাস্টিক, রাইট?
ওকে ওকে।
থ্যাংক ইউ।
Mình đã tô xong bức tranh về chú mèo nha. Các bạn hãy quan sát lại bức tranh mình đã hoàn thiện này. Để theo dõi các video tiếp theo, các bạn nhớ bấm like cho mình nhé. Xin chào các bạn. Hello, xin chào các bạn đến với kênh YouTube của mình nha. Hôm nay chúng mình cùng nhau tô màu bức tranh về một chú gà mái này, một chú gà mái hoa mơ này. Chúng mình cùng tô màu nha. Một chú gà mái với cái bộ chân rất là sần sù, như kiểu chú ấy là một chú gà mái rất già rồi ấy. Nên mình sẽ tô cái màu của nó là màu đỏ nhá. Đây này, đây là cái màu đỏ này. Mình sẽ tô cái phần màu trên đỉnh đầu trước nha. Mình đang tô cái phần màu của chú gà. Mình đã tô xong cái phần màu với cái màu đỏ này rồi nhá. Giờ mình sẽ tô sang phần mỏ này. Để cái màu nâu. Đây là cái màu nâu này. Mình sẽ dùng cái chì ngòi nhỏ này. Một cái mỏ rất là sắc nhọn.
It looked really good. Taste-wise, it is also very good.
থ্যাংক ইউ
কোথায় শিখলে বিফ লাজানিয়া বানানো?
এটাই ফার্স্টে ইউটিউব থেকে দেখেছিলাম অ্যান্ড দেন কয়েকবার বাসায় নিজে ট্রাই করেছি 4-5 বারের মতো, যখন আমার মনে হচ্ছে যে রেসিপিটা পারফেক্ট করতে পেরেছি।
আমি সেরা চমক দেখাতে জ্বালাবো শিখা দেখিয়ে দেব যা হয়নি দেখা।
আমি মৌসুমি।
মৌসুমি কি বানিয়েছেন?
এটা হচ্ছে চকো ক্যারামেল চিজ কেক ব্লসম।
Looks beautiful. I think আজকের দেখা one of the best presentation.
থ্যাংক ইউ।
কি করেন আপনি?
আমার ছোটোখাটো একটা বিজনেস আছে ফুড নিয়ে, পাশাপাশি আমি ট্রেনার হিসেবে রাজশাহী মহিলা টিটিসিতে আছি। আমি মাস্টার্স কমপ্লিট করেছি হোম ইকোনমিক্স থেকে, আর এছাড়াও আমি হোটেল ম্যানেজমেন্টে ডিপ্লোমা করেছি, আর এখন করছি হলো কুলিনারি আর্টসের উপরে ডিপ্লোমা। এছাড়াও আমি কিছু লেভেল কমপ্লিট করেছি যেটা কুকিং এবং বেকিংয়ের উপরে।
সো আপনি রাজশাহী টিটিসি ট্রেনার?
জি।
সো রাজশাহী টিটিসি ট্রেনার হিসেবে ইউ হোল্ড আ ভেরি হাই পজিশন ইন দ্য সোসাইটি, রাইট? সো ওই পজিশন থেকে এসে এরকম একটা প্ল্যাটফর্মে দাঁড়িয়ে নিজের খানাকে প্রুভ করা, দ্যাট টেকস আ লট অফ গাটস। অল ইউর স্টুডেন্টস আর ওয়াচিং, যারা আপনাকে চিনে তারা দেখছে।
জি।
অ্যান্ড এটা তো অ্যাবাউট নাও তো 50-50, ইট ক্যান গো এনি ডিরেকশনে। ফুড প্রেজেন্টেশন নিয়ে আমি বলেছি, ইট লুকড রিয়েলি গুড। টেস্ট ওয়াইজ ইট ইজ অলসো ভেরি গুড।
থ্যাংক ইউ।
এভরি লেয়ার, ডিফারেন্ট এলিমেন্টস অফ ইট ভালো লেগেছে।
জি।
নিচের সসটা ভালো লেগেছে।
থ্যাংক ইউ।
আমাদের যদি সিলেক্ট হয়ে যান তাহলে কিন্তু একটা লম্বা সময় থাকতে হবে, মানে এত কিছু বাদ দিয়ে ওইটুকু কি করা সম্ভব?
সম্ভব, কারণ আমার বাচ্চারা খুব করে চায়, এটা তো আমার ভালো লাগার একটা জায়গা যে আমিও চাচ্ছি এখানে যেতে। সঙ্গে আমার বাচ্চাদের খুব ইচ্ছা যে তার মাকে এই পজিশনে দেখা যাক, তো আমি হয়তো বা জবও ছেড়ে দিতে পারি এখানে যাওয়ার জন্য।
মৌসুমি, আমরা আপনাকে ওয়েটিং কার্ড দিব, ঠিক আছে?
থ্যাংক ইউ।
আসুন।
ইয়েস, পেয়ে গেছি আমার কাঙ্ক্ষিত কার্ডটি। যদি আমি অ্যাপরনটি পেয়ে যাই তো আমি যেখানে জব করি তাদেরকে আমি জানাবো আমি ছুটি চাই 2 মাসের জন্য। যদি তারা মানে রাজি হয় তাহলে ওকে, আর যদি না রাজি হয় তো আমার স্বপ্ন পূরণের জন্য আমি জবটা ছেড়ে দেব, তাও আমি যেতে চাই ঢাকা।
আসসালামু আলাইকুম।
ওয়ালাইকুম আসসালাম।
আমার নাম তাসনিয়া আলী।
কি বানিয়েছো আজকে?
আমি বানিয়েছি বিফ লাজানিয়া।
কোথায় শিখলে বিফ লাজানিয়া বানানো?
এটাই ফার্স্টে ইউটিউব থেকে দেখেছিলাম অ্যান্ড দেন কয়েকবার বাসায় নিজে ট্রাই করেছি 4-5 বারের মতো, যখন আমার মনে হচ্ছে যে রেসিপিটা পারফেক্ট করতে পেরেছি।
সেটা পারফেক্ট আছে?
আই হোপ সো।
ইটালিয়ান আইটেমে কোন উপাদানটা ছাড়া কখনো ইটালিয়ান ডিশ হয় না?
টমেটো আর মৎজারেলা, ওদের প্রত্যেকটা আইটেমে কাইন্ড অফ এই দুইটা জিনিস কনসিস্টেন্ট থাকে।
অরিগানো অলসো।
অরিগানো অলসো, ইয়েস।
এখানে মৎজারেলা আসছে?
জি, হোমমেড মৎজারেলা, যেটা আমি নিজে বানিয়েছি।
হোমমেড?
জি।
I am very impressed যে you make your own mozzarella.
থ্যাংক ইউ।
আর কি কি ইটালিয়ান ডিশ তুমি ভালো তৈরি করতে পারো?
স্প্যাগেটি উইথ মিটবলস, এটা ফ্রিকোয়েন্টলি বানাই। আর একটা হচ্ছে তিরামিসু।
বাংলা খাবার বানাতে পারো?
জি পারি।
5 ফোড়নে যে ব্যবহার করা হয়, 5 ফোড়ন নাম শুনেছো?
জি।
5টা মশলার নাম বলো তো।
মেথি, মৌরি, কালিজিরা, জিরা, নর্মাল জিরা অ্যান্ড না সরি লাস্টটা মনে পড়ছে
রাঁধুনি থাকে ওর মধ্যে
ও হ্যাঁ রাঁধুনি সর্ষে
রাঁধুনিও থাকে রাঁধুনি থাকে মনে করেন আপনি সেরা রাঁধুনি হয়ে গেলেন
জি
15 লক্ষ টাকাও পেলেন
জি
দেন করবেন কি
আই থিঙ্ক কালিনারি আর্টসে একটা ডিগ্রি পারসিউ করব ফার্স্ট অফ অল অ্যান্ড বেকিংয়ে আমার আরও বেশি অনেক কিছু যে অনেক টাইপের আইটেমস আছে সো ওগুলো আমি আমার প্রফেশনালি শেখার ইচ্ছা আছে তো আমি মোস্ট প্রবাবলি স্কিল বিল্ডিংয়ে ইনভেস্ট করব সবার ফার্স্ট
সো ফর নাও উইল গিভ ইউ আ ওয়েটিং কার্ড ঠিক আছে
আমি ঠিকই জানি আমার মাঝে আমি
Mình đã xong con nhím với cái màu nâu này nhá. Phần những lá mình sẽ tô bằng màu xanh. Những trồng cây mình cũng tô bằng màu xanh nha. Đây nữa nè. Đây là các phần cái cây nhỏ ở dưới của một cái tán lá cây to nhá. Những cây cỏ nhỏ ở dưới á. Phần gốc cây mình sẽ tô bằng cái màu nâu nè. Thân cây. Đây là cái màu nâu nha. Phần thân cây mình sẽ tô bằng cái màu nâu nha. Một gốc cây cổ thụ rất là to. Với tán lá này mình sẽ tô bằng cái màu xanh lá này nhá.